Have you ever pondered on the legacy of John Brown, the controversial abolitionist? This man, a figure of American history, was as enigmatic as he was divisive. John Brown, born into a devout Christian family, carried a zealous commitment to one cause, the abolition of slavery. His name is often synonymous with a fervor that led him to take drastic actions that still raise eyebrows and spark debates centuries later. John Brown was a man of contrasts. To some, he was a heroic martyr who gave his life to end the inhumane practice of slavery. To others, he was a violent fanatic whose methods were as reprehensible as the institution he fought against. But who was John Brown really? What drove this man to such extremes? What were the forces that shaped his revolutionary spirit? Now let's dive into the life of this intriguing man and unravel the enigma that is John Brown. John Brown was born in 1800 to a devoutly religious family in Connecticut. His early years were steeped in a fervent Christian belief that instilled in him a deep conviction of the immorality of slavery. This moral compass, shaped by his faith and family, became the driving force behind his strong anti-slavery sentiments. As he grew older, these sentiments evolved into more than just beliefs. They became a call to action. In the mid-1950s, Brown moved to Kansas, a territory embroiled in a violent struggle over the question of slavery. It was here, in the blood-soaked fields of Kansas, that Brown's abolitionist sentiments turned militant. He engaged in brutal conflicts with pro-slavery settlers, marking the beginning of his radical fight against the institution of slavery. This period in Kansas set the stage for Brown's most infamous act, the raid on Harpers Ferry. In 1859, Brown led a small group in a raid on the federal armory at Harpers Ferry, Virginia. His audacious plan was to seize the arsenal's weapons and initiate a massive slave revolt across the South. But things didn't go as planned. They were quickly surrounded by local militia and a detachment of U.S. Marines, led by none other than Robert E. Lee. After a two-day standoff, the raid ended in failure, with most of the raiders killed or captured. Brown was among the captured, and he was swiftly put on trial for treason. Despite the grim circumstances, he maintained a remarkable dignity and conviction, using the courtroom as a platform to condemn the institution of slavery. His execution on December 2, 1859, sent shockwaves through the nation. Though the raid was a failure, it had profound repercussions, pushing the nation closer to civil war. The Harpers Ferry raid became a symbol of the deep divisions tearing at the fabric of the nation. John Brown's actions continue to echo through time, impacting American history long after his death. His audacious raid on Harpers Ferry and his subsequent execution became a rallying cry for abolitionists, serving as a spark that ignited the flames of the Civil War. Brown's uncompromising stance against slavery and his willingness to die for his cause left an indelible mark on the nation. Beyond the Civil War, Brown's legacy reverberates through subsequent civil rights movements. His radical activism and unwavering commitment to freedom and equality have inspired countless individuals to stand against injustice, laying the groundwork for the struggle for civil rights in the 20th century. Yet, controversy still surrounds Brown's legacy. Was he a hero who bravely stood against an immoral system, or a terrorist who believed the ends justified the means? This debate continues to rage on, reflecting the complexities of historical interpretation. So, was John Brown a hero who stood against an immoral system, or a terrorist who believed the ends justified the means? Perhaps he was a bit of both. Regardless, his legacy remains a potent symbol of the struggle for justice and equality.